Brittany Augustine, 33. Brittany being the redhead, but the ball is with Tysa Lockhart, and Tysa finds her teammate in the middle, and Brittany closes her down, and South City almost able to get away, but Mahu very resolute, group defending, and they are able to get it out. Chanel Francis playing a dangerous ball forward, but her teammate is able to find it. Ezra on the ball, and Kiana is wide. Kiana's on the ball, plays the ball in early, and oh, just a bit wide there. The number 9, Sarai Stedman, just a bit too far there, unable to get it. But in the end, the goal was scored. And that's the first goal of the matchup. Very early on, Mahu not letting that chance get away. And 1-0 is the score.
You can't be wide. Right, when the ball on that side.
And while Sarai did make a blunder of the first ball in, she did not lose her head. She kept on it, and she went on, and she...
Sorry to say that, sir. Go, shot down.
And then you have probably the most dynamic character you're going to see on the football field in the leagues this year. Very bright, colorful here. Taisha Lockhart stealing the ball, demanding the ball away from our opponent, and a beautiful pass made there to Sarai by Kiana. And Chantal gets her on a man, but again, more resolute defending by the South City team. But Mahu are keeping the pressure on. Ezra Elwin picking up the ball on the edge of the box, taking time, drawing the pressure on, and eventually laying the ball off. And the ball comes back, and Ezra has a one-on-one with the goal. Oh, a good block there, one-on-one with... However, the player was in a very good position. South City taking their time, trying to clear their lines. The ball back with Taisa Lockhart, one of the young bright spots of the league thus far. I mean, we should be really proud of our women's football division. It's been growing steadily, and it's from the international results and also from the local players that we have here. Beautiful move there by the number 10. Lucky to get away with that one there. Seems like she tripped over the ball. However, it definitely looked like getting away from free players would have been difficult anyway. But she came very close.
Come on, kick it.
Minaya Elwin. And Kiana Phillips.
Alisa, you too wide. Come closer.
On the ball. Takes a strike. Good ball, and just on the shoulder of the player, they almost won her team a penalty. Player did very well to avoid that. However, Tysa, being very strong, holding the ball off, turning on 2 players. Can she create? Can she get away? And the answer is not yet. South City able to scramble the ball out for a throw-in. Good job there by the defense on the far side there. Really been forced to work hard. Mahu have been other league leaders. They've been playing really well so far throughout the season, and they seem very confident here this afternoon. They seem determined to come out and continue their league-leading performances. Plan definitely seems to be to take the game to the opponent who started the game off with 10 players. Apparently one player decided that she was not willing to adjust her equipment. And a shot coming in there! And the ball just deflected out of bounds for a goal kick, sparing the blushes of the South City team. South City team really compact in attack, but really a usual tactic, forcing the defense to come in on them. Whilst they couldn't escape, but then you have Sarai, the goal scorer, winning the ball back, finding Ezra Elwin. Ezra trying to get her on a man, very patient on the ball, and eventually harried and hassled off it. But again, clear foul there on Sarai Stedman, number 33. Brittany Augustine, but Brittany seems to be the one who has come off worse for the encounter. Not sure if she's okay. The medics have not been signaled yet. And now the medics.
Go on, here you. What the shot? What the Jasmine? Chanel. Chanel, go back to you. Right, yes. Okay, good. Jasmine, come across. Come.
Just have a bit of a break. Player going down with what's seeming to be a very hard knock. The tackle did send her opponent head over heels, so it was a bit difficult there for her. She seems to be up, limping a bit. And this would be a real big blow for the South City team. They're already down by one player, and to have another player unable to continue would be quite disastrous. But again, fair play and kudos to the Mahu team. The medic has gone across, and she will be assisting the player when the player eventually comes off the field. Hopefully the player will be able to feel a little better after some more treatment. But as the game is set to replay, we have a free kick here to Mahu right on top of the 18-yard box, and the referee just marking out the wall there. Again, we should be understanding of the official. It's his first. I think it's his first time, probably not more than his third or fourth time. So it's good to see, even if he may be a little delayed in some of the basics, he's done a good job so far. I think he's been there. He just needs to continue. I think he'll be, in the end, I think he'll work out to be a very good referee. And the strike coming in from Ezra. Sailing over the top. Goal kick.
No. Turn! Wait there, go back up.
Another shot on target.
Everybody pick up somebody. Press the ball up there. Yes, press the ball, yes. Over ball.
And the ball comes out, however, straight to Tyser, unable to find Sarai. Elwin there on the wall. And South City just can't seem to escape. They're just a bit too deep. Ezra driving in, getting away from one, and losing the ball after she tried to beat the second man. Very good control there, and the ball goes out wide early. Kiana taking her time on the ball. Usually a very patient player, very good dribbler as well. Lays the ball back off to Ezra. Ezra finding a teammate. Ezra getting on a man very easy, on a woman very easy. With the ball blocked.
You saw City Center, yes. Let's go, Jasmine. Go across.
Very loose start challenger. And the ball comes in from Miriam. And the ball dropped in the goal, and Sarai is able to score another. And that's on the double. Sarai with the second goal for Mahu. Sarai Stedman there is knocking up a brace. Second goal of the afternoon, and 2-0 is the score to the Mahaut Soca Strikettes. We also had the injured player who had gone off for South City, number 33, Brittany Augustine. Brittany seems to be a bit hobbled, but coming back onto the field. Just letting her centre back partner know exactly how she feels. And we're ready to start again. And the ball played out to the wide side. However, it seems that Rachel Samper just wasn't ready for that pass, and the ball goes out of bounds. Tysa Lockhart takes a throw in. Seems like she's been doing this forever. South City putting a lot of pressure on the ball, and Samper pinches the ball off the opponent. However, Chanel Francis is there to poke the ball away, and Jasmine unable to keep that ball in play.
Right, in the center.
South City taking their time over this dead ball.
Right, yeah.
Ball getting off the hand of the player, hand basically controlling the ball.
Stay in front of her, yes.
Definitely will be considered as an infringement.
Hey, captain. Chanel, drop back. Trisha, go for the ball. Get it deep for Trisha.
And the ball driven forward. And Stedman gets on the ball, finds Francis. And a cutting pass there played to Kiana, but Kiana unaware seems to be jogging on her way. And that ball goes out of bounds, a bit too firm on the pass there out wide. But that was a beautiful pass there from Jasmine Francis, trying to fight to Kiana Phillips. And Kiana just a bit unaware there. That would have definitely been a very attacking opportunity for her team. On the ball, 10 versus 10, and the ball is driven all the way across the field. Very good ball. Francis getting away from her teammate, but Sunday makes the save, and Sunday makes another save, and the ball is blocked on the goal line. Rebounds directly to Sunday. Sunday on the Sunday. What a save. Sunday. The goalkeeper requested that we use that name, so she doesn't want to be called Ronaldo Romario, the Realist Rosita, like Ronaldo, R9. She wants to be called Sunday. So I am only going with the wishes of the player. Kiana playing the ball off the back of Sarai. Brittany able to keep the ball. Brittany doing a good job there, but definitely tackled away on the ball. The game a bit too rough there for Brittany again. Mahu Soca Strikettes definitely putting them under a bit of pressure. And the red girl plays the ball very far away. However, it's not so away from the Mahu Strikettes. The Strikettes really striking the ball firmly and really putting the South City team under pressure. Brittany trying to get the ball forward, but no one there. A bit of a pull there. No call by the referee, but good job so far. Whoa! And the game is continuing to play. The South City team are really trying to get themselves stuck in. Don't want to get too reckless, injure themselves. Oh, and Tysa gets away from one, gets away from two, and now she's driving away. Tysa Lockhart down the left side, tries to cut back to bring it onto her favored right foot. However, the ball was tackled away when the player had recovered. Maybe she would have been better served just driving on the line and playing it in. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, just give it a heave with the left side. But Mahu definitely are the team in the driver's seat, as they would say, in the matchup here this afternoon. They have been the ones with the goals, they have been the ones in the goal mouth action, although the South City team has created some opportunities. They did force a double save out of Sunday, and then the ball actually ricocheted into her arms. And the body there just a bit too firm for her opponent, and Elwin is able to get onto the ball. And a very good tackle made there to dispossess the player. Throw-in coming in, Lockhart switching sides, pulling the ball back on the line, and playing it back to Elwin. Sarai turning on the ball, trying to find La Francis. However, the ball is given it away, and the ball pushed forward. Combination played. However, Chanel Francis able to and South City doing a good job of winning the ball back. Francis to Elwin. Elwin able to get down. And a very firm challenge here going in. However, it was just some good defense played by the South City team. Again, South City definitely seems to be a team that are getting used to playing in the national leagues. Similar to the male counterparts last season, who did have quite a hefty struggle getting themselves accustomed to league play and doing much better this season. So hopefully if the girls continue, their performances definitely will improve. They definitely seem to have a lot of potential, a lot of heart, I must say. They seem to be a team that are willing to fight for a result, and the ball goes forward there. Sarai Stedman playing it back where it came from, but Chanel Francis is there. and the ball goes forward trying to find a teammate. However, South City again in a good position. It may not be the best game for them, but they definitely have been in and around the mixer, in and around the action. Delaying too long on the ball. And the number 10, they're taking her opponent out. Really putting a firm challenge on her. Just trying to close down the space, and the turn was just a little bit too swift for Naida John. Really firming the challenge there. And in the end, letting her opponent know that. And the ball all the way on the ground, unable to find the open player on the far side. Sarai Stedman trying to put the ball back. And eventually, Francis is able to find Elwin, who plays the ball down the line to Lockhart. Lockhart able to keep it inside, and she's driving on the goal line. Stops the ball, plays it back to Elwin, and continues her run inside. And that ball basically to no one behind Francis. Francis unable to really keep that, and Stedman wins the ball after it had been tackled away, played all the way onto the far side to Phillips. Phillips finding Stedman. Can she score a hat-trick? And good job there by Augustine, closing her down, not allowing her to get that shot off. Augustine just needed a little help there, stretching out that injured leg after she had that previous knock. The ball laid off to Kiana. Kiana crossing the ball in, right onto the boots of Thaisa. Thaisa takes the shot and it goes into the side netting. Very nice play overall by Mahaut Strikettes. That ball coming all the way from the other side. Phillips putting it on the boot of Lockhart. Lockhart, the first touch just a bit too firm there, but she did a good job of putting it in front of her and striking it when she could. A bit of a tighter touch would have definitely put her opponent under some serious problems. And the ball, the goal kick taken short. Not often that a goal kick goes out for another goal kick immediately. Another.
Yes. Out, Chantal, out. Yes.
And again, very uneven that so many players in the box for a goal kick, but the ball gets out and the South City team, for a short time, were able to get down the field. However, the defender has gotten back. Again, a beautiful ball from Phillips to Lockhart. Lockhart getting away and playing the ball directly on the keeper, unable to score. And Augustine is able to clear only briefly for South City. Sarai Stedman getting there and eventually winning a goal kick. However, Lockhart keeping the ball in bounds. Again, Lockhart, a very diminutive type of player, really wants to keep the game going. And the ball comes across and all the way across. And no one saw that coming. Elwin with a beautiful ball splitting the team like a sliced bread. Oh boy, no one there, no one really seeing that play. They probably watched too much Manchester United. Not really used to seeing good football. Diversity in your football watching helps with your play as well. Again, the long kick goes out to the side. However, the Mahu defender was in a bit of a better position. However, she still made a meal of it, and her opponent is able to drive down the field. And drive down the field she is, and they're trying to get down there. However, the defense is there and does the job necessary. The defender there, number 17, Risha Laura, solid as a rock. Ball being rotated around Jasmine, taking a step and getting away from the defense. The ball played behind Elwin, but Lockhart, aware as usual, is there to save the blushes of her team. And the ball is won there. And it's a goal there by the number 7 for the Mahaut Strikettes, sealing in Chantel Gustav. Just poking the ball under the defender and eventually poking it under the goalkeeper. Striker's finish there. Striker's finish, if you ever saw one. The striker just getting in, poking the ball away from the defender and adding to the tally of her team. And it's now 3-0 to the Mahaut Soca Strikettes. Definitely the more dominant team. They've been creating the chances at regular intervals. The South City team has barely been able to cross the half line, only creating that one real opportunity on the opposition goal. And now the score has moved on to 3 goals, 2-0. Definitely not the result the coach would have been expecting. However, it is definitely the result that he is seeing, because his team just outmatched there. Phillips a bit too soft on the pass. However, South City is still unable to get much further than the entrance area. Lockhart turning on the ball, finding a help. Again, Lockhart really showing the makings of a very good top player, a player who could be at the really high level of the game, trying to push that ball forward to Stedman. However, she has won the ball back and eventually does find Stedman, and the ball finds her and tries to play that ball across. However, the goalkeeper is in a good position to hold it. Referee stopping the game there. Player seems to have gone down. But that seemed to be a collision after the ball had gone away. Some of the South City players just seeming to be rushing a bit and not really playing the game with the right mental focus. Whilst you do want to close down the ball, you don't want to injure yourself. And sometimes you just have to let the player go instead of going full-blooded into a challenge that you know you are not going to win. And there will be a drop ball for the South City goalkeeper. And the ball played out straight to Stedman. Stedman steadies herself, takes the shot, and a gift is taken. And Stedman. Sarai Stedman has scored her 3rd goal of the half, hat-trick, and Mahu Strikettes now lead 4 goals, 2-0. Philip Kiana driving away. Usually, the best part of her game is driving at the defense. First time she's really done that for the afternoon, and she almost got all the way into the box. And a good job there of stepping around. She's trying to get some space. But a good job there done by Super Red, getting the ball out of bounds. Sorry, Brittany, I'm just teasing you. Someone I know from previous encounters, not for football, but a very jovial character. And she's been doing a good job so far. She's been under a lot of pressure. She's been tackled like she was the attacker, but she's done a good job so far, right now, of getting that ball over the goal line for a corner. No immediate danger to her team as it would be. Tyson with the corner, and a very good job there by the South City defender. Kiwana Francis, shot comes in. Kiwana Francis, number 4 for the South City team. The player who made that lovely stretch. She almost looked like a ballerina in football boots. Not letting that ball to pass. And again, it's good to see that the South City team, whilst they may be down, whilst they may be outmatched, they're still very much trying to give the game as best of a fight as they can. And that ball out to the far side, almost finding Kamaya Frederick. Kamaya unable to keep possession of the ball there. And the big boot made there by Nahaila John. Nahaila trying to put everything for that ball there. Even her hair seems like she really tried to get the ball down the field. However, the block was made there by her opponent and it ricocheted off her. And Mahu have the throw in. Phillips to Stedman. Phillips lining up across and the ball coming in again. She's really putting some really nice crosses there and it beats everyone. And Chantel unable to get her second goal. But again, Tyser doing a very good job of keeping the ball there. And Augustine really putting herself under some massive strain there to get that ball away. And there you have Sunday coming all the way out to play the ball to Tyser. Tyser playing it into Kiwaya. Sarai on the ball. Goes out well, out wide to Kiana. Kiana looking for the cross and chips the ball in. No one on the back post there. A bit too firm on the cross. And it goes out for another goal kick.
For the afternoon, that is our best sequence. That is our football. Yes, that is our best sequence we had.
And Coach Esprit just letting his team know that he really appreciated the bit of knocking that was knocked a little while ago on the front of the knock door of the South City team. Really putting them under some innovative problems to solve. And the ball going out wide again, that definitely seems to be their tactic. And it seems to be working, usually the only way they can really get out. And the number 2 there just bullying her the opponent, Chanel Francis, basically just letting her opponent know that you will not cross at no point. I'm sorry, that wasn't Chanel, that was Alisa Louise, short, tough, diminutive number 3, very tough tackling defender for the Strikettes. We do apologize for any unconfirmed sounds that were heard. It's always strange when you're in a public setting. Crazy things almost happen. And it should be noted that the number 8 for South City, Kayla Joseph, is still off the field. Kayla has not returned. So South City actually playing with 9 girls for the time being. But the ball is clear one there and finds a teammate and she's able to drive, however, drives straight into the opponent. Nahaila John, they're trying to clear the ball. So there's Nahaila John and there's Nala John. And it was John to John right there. 11 just unable to keep the ball and keep it in play, get forward. And the ball is back with the Strikettes. Long through there, going into Stedman. Stedman laying the ball off. And it goes to Philip. Philip playing the ball off Augustine. But the referee said no play, no foul. Lockhart, wide open. Can she take a shot? Pulls the ball back. Pulls the ball under her. Gets the pass. Finds Elwin. Elwin stepping away again. Takes the shots. And the goalkeeper is able to save by committee.
Hey, get the ball. Hey, referee.
The goalkeeper definitely made an error there. She picked the ball up, she put it down, and then she put the ball down again. So definitely going to be an indirect free kick for the Strikettes.
Ezra, indirect, somebody must touch it first. Go.
So that would have to be a ball take.
Everybody in the goal.
And we just have the assistant just supporting our referee there to let him know that to ensure everything is okay.
Ezra, pass to Sarai. Pass to Sarai. But indirect.
It's starting. And it's the save by committee. The ball kicked off the goal. Phillips trying to put it back in. And the ball rolls out for a goal kick. A bit odd there. I don't think you can get 10 yards away from the dead ball when the ball is spotted on the 6-yard line, on the top of the 6-yard box, the goalkeeper's box, and we're aiming at the goal. So the young referee may need to just verify a few things, but all's well that ends well. It was a very brave call to make that call in the first instance. However, he definitely needs to make sure that he's accurate throughout the experience or the process and not just at the beginning. Anyway, we continue and the ball is with Stedman. Stedman trying to keep possession of the ball, lays it off to Lockhart. Lockhart, can she find someone? And she's closed down and possession is lost. A bit too long on the ball there and the ball pinched off her by the number 10, Nida John. However, Ezra Elwin on the ball taken down by Chantal, and Chantal got around the defender, actually put her on her butt. However, Chantal could not get the strike away, and the ball eventually cleared almost to the half line by the South City team. And poor clearance there by Chanel Francis. And Chanel doing a good job there of eventually getting the ball out for a throw-in. Throw-in coming in from the South City team. Going over the head of Nida John, but Francis was there. Ball played forward to Stedman, and the touch just taking the ball away from her. And Kiana Phillips, all sort of space. Kiana waiting for her teammates, looking for someone, no one really making a move. And she lines up and takes a shot, which hits the ball, goes off the line. The ball did not cross the goal. Beautiful attempt there by Kiana Phillips. And the ball did cross the line. And Kiana Phillips. And we're just confirming the goal and the goal scorer. The goal did cross the line, and there was a very clear movement from his position by assistant Suarez coming back to the half line, which is usually the international standard for a goal has been scored and it's time to reset, referee. No need for the pleasantries, and South City are able to restart again. However, the Strikettes back on the ball, unable to move forward. Yes, John, one of the John sisters, Nida John, number 10, trying to get away, and eventually, with some help of her teammate, they are able to escape, and the ball pushed into the midfield. And Frederick definitely wasn't in the right position, was a bit too advanced, should have been a bit more receded. The ball played forward to Lockhart from the combination, and Lockhart stepping over, crossing the ball in, 2 players in, and it goes off Chantal, and Chantal has her second goal. Chantal has gotten 2 poachers finishes here this afternoon, one where she poked the ball on the defender, and this one here where she was just in the right place at the right time in the middle of the goal. And 6-0 is the scoreline here. The first half rolling to a somber end for the South City team. They've been put under a lot of pressure, and quite frankly, hopefully they are able to really save some face. It should be just about the end of the first half, as we are just entering the referee's allotment, and it's restarted. And just a bit of an error on my part. We are entering the 36th minute of play. We still have 10 minutes to go. Thank you to my producer. Although earlier he tried to leave me starving, but he's taking care of me now. So all is well that ends well. And the game is underway. So South City, probably in the deepest part of the Mahu half they have been since that effort, that double effort on goal. But they have lost possession. Winning it back here. Techers on the sideline, over her head, and then down the field. However, defense by committee. Definitely seemed to be a hole there. However, the ball eventually cleared. I didn't really see the need for a foul. The game could definitely have been allowed to play. The player was not injured. She was already on her feet. Chanel Francis, the mighty defender at the back there for Mahu, was back up on her feet very quickly. Definitely didn't see a need to halt the game here.
Hey, open up. Make it feel big.
Coach Esprit always coaching, always trying to get his players to another level. Francis just playing that ball to Lockhart. Lockhart driving forward, playing the ball back from where it came. And she's now in the box, crossing the ball in. No one is there. Sarai Stedman unable to add to her goal tally. That would have made it 4 goals for her. So we have Sarai Stedman on 3 goals. There is Chantal Gustav it is? Yes, Chantal Gustav with a brace. And Kiana Phillips with 1 goal. But the ball is played directly to Stedman. Stedman taking her time and just plays that just wide of the post. The ball has gone out. The referee signaling but not blowing. Definitely signs of his inexperience. But his signal was early. He just needs to remember in situations like that the whistle should be blown. The referee is assuming that the players would realize that it had hit the upright, which is out of bounds. However, footballers tend to be very tunnel visioned when the ball is in play. And a poor kick out there. However, it is played to a teammate from the opponent. Elwin on the ball, and John with the tackle. Not John, sorry. Number 8 back on the field, Joseph, Kayla Joseph, making herself reacquainted with the game. Kwana taking the shot, but it blocked. Ball is blocked there, out of bounds. Corner kick to Jasmine Francis. I'm really getting confused with the names, I'm sorry. Jasmine Francis trying to add her name to the score sheet there. Unable to do so. Kiana Phillips looking to strike this one in. Gets over one defender, bounce awkwardly, and is eventually played into the air. Sarai heads the ball back in, trying to find Chantel. Hat-trick twins in the first half here. Mahu really trying to run up the score, and the goalkeeper clears the ball out. Kiana trying to get under it, and a bit of a clash of heads there.
Referee, head injury! Head injury, referee!
Again, a bit of inexperience on the part of the referee. And half-time signal. Half-time is the call here at the Stock Farm Technical Complex. And a 40-minute half. Let's see. And we'll be just so it's halftime here. Sudden abrupt end to the half, and a good half for both teams. It was well fought. South City, while they have been really put to the cosh, they have had a good fight. They have shown good spirit. However, it is definitely not the result that they were hoping for. They are down 6-0 at halftime. Mahu, on the other hand, have come out. They have not really dominated the game as their coach would have liked them to. However, they have been able to put 6 on the goal, 1 for Kiana, 2 for Chantel, and 3 for Sarai. 6-0 is the score. We'll be back in 15 minutes after the break. And And we are back here for the second half of action at the Stock Farm Technical Complex. 6-0 the score. And at the halftime, we were able to get a few words from either coaches.
Coach, what did you think of that half?
Beside the scoreline, I think my girls could do much better in moving the ball and being very unselfish because we played against lesser opponents. There was a certain level of greed, and the ball wasn't moving like we normally move the ball and so forth. So that's what we spoke about, trying to have more fun in the game, but take it in a more business-like and do what we have to do, open the field as wide as possible on the possession of the ball. And when we lose the ball, try to close down the ball as early as possible to regain possession, and then we could hit on the counter. Right, so that is basically what we look at for the half, is to go out the second half, play more Soca Strikettes football, where we share the ball, we move the ball, create space, create the angles for to receive and so forth. And forward, especially our number 6, at times she gets the ball and she's in front of the defender already going forward, and she will turn back. Right, so I challenge her now to go in the second half and then be more progressive in our attack. So that's basically it.
Okay, thanks a lot, Coach.
And there you had some words from Coach Esprit. We were also able to get some words off from the other coach from South City. And just before we start,
so I'm here with the coach for South City. Coach, what did you think of the first half?
Well, I think my girls, they gave it their all so far. We are missing our key player, which is the goalkeeper, so we had a lot of errors in the goal, and because of that we conceded a few goals that we would not have conceded otherwise. But other than that, I believe the girls are playing pretty well.
It seems to be a young team. Can you confirm that for us?
Yeah, it's a young team. I mean, all the girls right there, they are going to secondary school. Right? Only one that's graduated this year. So we have this high school girls. So it's a development team. They're second year together, and I just see them going from there.
Well, Coach, I must say they have a good spirit about them. So all the best in the second half. The referees are about to rejoin.
All right,
so,
thank you.
and offside caller, referee. Again, you can forgive the young referee for being a bit making a novice move, not really looking at his assistant when the ball goes over. Usually an experienced referee would know as soon as that ball goes over, the first thing you look for is your linesman, because that usually means you don't have to run those 20 meters that the young man just did. Time will teach him that, you know, it's not only right, but smart to look for your linesman when that ball goes over the top. And again, just a bit of confusion there. That's your coffee. Substitute goalkeeper. Francis, K1 Francis trying to strike that ball down the field. Seems to be one of the players who can really get the ball down. And a firm challenge put in there by the number 11, Nala John, driving forward. Nala John, she has the ball, she keeps going. And the ball taken away there by Jasmine. And Kiana Phillip on the ball. Kiana easily getting around one. Kiana, can she find the pass? Lays the ball off, and there's Sarai Steadman who is defended very well there by Chantal, her teammate, and a goal avoided there by the Strikettes. Not the unselfish play, definitely see that coming in. Coach K, a coach who definitely likes to see a particular brand of football from his team. And there you have Philip taking winning the throw in and just sliding the ball into the bottom corner, and it's the seventh goal for the Strikettes, and it is now 7-0. Again, the goalkeeper a bit inexperienced, a young lady having a hard time, but these are the type of moments that build champions. Diamonds are created from pressure, and definitely an unfortunate error. This is probably the third or fourth goal that has been caused from a goalkeeping error. There was one that she dropped. There was one that she threw to the opponent, and this one she gave it to the opponent again. And in the mix of the maxes, there were probably a few. She did dive over one, the first goal scored by Chantal. And the ball played out wide. And there you have Tyson Lockhart ready to bound onto it. She easily gets past one. She easily gets past another. Can she get past the other two? And the ball is played out for a goal kick. Tyson Lockhart would have definitely put herself in a very attacking position there had she gotten to the line. It really has been a thorn in the side of her opponents. Really has been Mahu's main attacking outlet. Herself and Ezra Elwin have really been the ones who've been creating the majority of the damage, creating most of the pressure on their opponents down this right side, and they're back on it again. And Tyson getting around 3 players and then finding Elwin, Ezra trying to get back to Tyson. Tyson on the ball, crossing it in, and Stedman putting a boot on the ball, almost getting the ball into the corner. And the goalkeeper again, really making it difficult for herself. I guess the nerves just getting the better of her, because what they were trying to tell her was to come out and use her box, but she felt that she could only use the 6-yard box and definitely didn't cover herself in glory there. Lockhart again, keeping away her opponent, and the foul given against her, or has it? The referee seems to be a bit unaware of his signals there. However, there wasn't really a need to call the foul so soon. I think whilst they were being obstructed, the player had done their best to keep possession of the ball and were now in control and in charge of the situation. Ezra Elwin playing the ball in, and a good catch there by Coffee. And this time she does use the box, and she just doesn't kick the ball hard enough to get it away from the area, and Lockhart doing a good job of keeping possession for the Strikettes again. Lockhart really the main attacking output, and the throw-in given against her there. She probably could have kept that ball in bounds. However, thought she would have been granted possession, not the case, and the throw-in goes to South City. Throw-in taken now. And South City doing a good job there of getting down the box, and they're driving down. Can they create an opportunity? Mahu defending Mahu, trying to make it more difficult for themselves, and South City made it into the box. Only the second time they have had a touch in the opponent's box for the afternoon. This first time they almost scored when the score was still 2-0. What a long way away we are. 2 goals for Kiana Phillips, 2 goals for Chantel Gustav, and 3 goals for Sarai Stedman make up the total of 7 goals for the Strikettes. Quick corner throw-in taken, and Lockhart is able to clear, however, straight to an opponent. Ball goes in. Very good control there by Kamaya. Kamaya trying to find an opponent, however, Francis is there. Lockhart trying to get the ball away for her team, uses her body very well to shield the ball from her opponent, and eventually defending by committee gets the job done for Mahu. The ball pushed down the line, and Lockhart unable to retrieve possession. Brittany Augustine, they're doing a good job of winning back possession, not really able to find the pass, and Chantal is now on the ball. However, she's double teamed. But she eventually won back the ball, but it loses it again. Shot coming in there from Kiana Phillip, very wild shot of the left boot. However, Sarai Stedman doing a good job of keeping the ball in play.
Hey, defense, come up, push out. Triplet, come out in the box. What Jasmine? You know Jasmine, what you do, man. Pass the ball for.
Do a good job of just knocking the ball nice and easy by the Strikettes, and finding Chantal in the middle of the box. She gets away from her man, plays the ball off to Stedman, and Stedman under pressure, unable to put that one on target. Stedman trying to add to her goal tally.
Yeah, just press it. Yeah.
Come across.
The ball played over, not getting past Kiana Phillips. Kiana doing a very good job of heading the ball back into the mixer, into the danger area, and the ball attempted to find her. The return pass there blocked off by the South City defense, and the ball being taken down the field and pushed down the field, and it's only Brittany Augustine and the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper, Sunday, playing the ball to Ezra Elwin. Ezra still taking her time, trying to find a pass, plays the ball into the open space, and Thaisa unable to find it. Ezra doing a good job of stepping forward to reclaim that ball, finding Sarai Stedman. Ball goes back there to find Risha. Laura Risha getting around her teammate, tries to cross the ball in. She'll have another crack at it here. She has many options in the box, and she was unable to find any of them. And Ezra able to spare her blushes to win back possession. And the ball all the way out to the far side. Again, good effort made by the South City team. But the ball eventually under control by Mahu. Stedman taking a good touch, getting away and placing the ball past the goalkeeper. And it's goal number 8. Sarai Stedman with her 4th goal of the afternoon, 1st of the second half. And the score is now 8-0. Really a dominant performance here by the Strikettes. Again, they're high schoolers. You can expect these type of errors. Not really sure what is the exact output. And again, just some sportsmanship being showed by Coach K, providing some water to the opposing team. Definitely the MVP of the Women's League. Coach K takes it serious, is always here, doesn't let somebody else handle it. He's here himself, make sure that his girls are okay, and assist the opponents. And even cheers them on when necessary, understanding that not every team has a full team or a strong team. And then you have Thaisa Lockhart putting her opponent under a lot of pressure and eventually forcing possession in the direction of the Strikettes and keeping possession. Beautiful step over there and playing the ball back to Ezra Elwin. Thaisa has really been the main performer here for her team, and the ball coming across to Chantal. Chantal really rushing the play. Definitely a foul there, and I feel Brittany is justified in her complaints, because that definitely was a foul. The player made no attempt to play the ball, and she just pushed. And according to the law, it's push or attempts to push, not hard push, not soft push, not unfair push, but push. And there definitely was a push, or you could call it a hold, or you could call it a hold push, where she's holding and pushing away at the same time. However, definitely seems to be a case for Brittany. However, the referee was very close in regard, and may have just felt that Brittany was a bit too soft for the occasion. This is the Premier League, of course.
Hey, pressure it.
Kiana driving the ball in, and it comes this way to Thaisa Lockhart, and she takes a shot and a bit over the bar there, try to curl that one into the top corner, really try to place that ball into a beautiful position. However, she was unable to do so.
Right side. Come on me.
Then see one position at the front.
Right side.
Kiana controlling the ball and keeping it away, but just too soft for her opponent. Her opponent there definitely wanted the ball more. Number 8 there. Rare error from Jasmine, and the ball goes forward there. And the goalkeeper giving away possession. An attempt on goal for South City. It's been quite a long time since they've had one, however. The defense able to recover. Mahu putting themselves under unnecessary pressure. And South City should not be disheartened that they weren't able to score, but heartened by the fact that they were able to put their opponents under some well-deserved pressure. However, Elwin and Lockhart in combination again, and now Lockhart just driving away from our opponent, trying to get down the field. Can she get back possession? And her opponent does a good job there of playing the ball back. The goalkeeper rooted to the spot, and a corner is the result of that interaction. 14th minute, well, the 59th minute, sorry, of the game. My producer is trying to ask me, why is it a minute ahead? It's saying 58. Why is saying 59? It's because in football, once a minute has expired, you're in the next minute. So when it's 58 and 12 seconds, you're in the 59th minute of the game. Just a bit of time telling grammatics for the viewers. But the ball comes in, and Mahu defending themselves again. Mahu seems to be the more rigid defenders here in the second half. They've definitely gotten in their own way a few times, probably trying to play as a team, or probably trying to play too selfishly. But Lockhart again to be able to win the ball, and not just win the ball, but find a teammate, keeping possession for her team. No one really pressuring the ball in midfield for South City. They're playing very, very deep, and the ball is with Kiana, Philip Kiana, trying to find Sarai Stedman. Sarai trying to keep possession, and eventually does so. The ball back with Philip Kiana. Will she drive, or will she? And she steps over, gets around the man, and takes a shot, and the ball goes into the goal, and that's a hat trick for Kiana Phillip as well. And she now has 3 goals, so it's 3 goals to Kiana Phillip, 3 goals to Chantal Gustav, and 4 goals for Sarai Stedman. 10 goals to 0. The scoreline here at Stock Farm. Mahu really asserting their dominance at the top of the table, and we have 3 goals for Kiana Phillip. Kiana has scored 2 goals here in the second half. There were 3 goals for Chantal Gustav and 4 goals for Sarai Stedman. Sarai recently just scoring, and the ball. South City has been trying to make that tactic work for them. Not free. So I definitely seem to be mistaken. Chantal has 2 goals and not 3, whilst Kiana now has 3. And Sarai Stedman driving forward, finding Kiana on the wing. Kiana looking for an option, trying to play the ball in, and defending by committee, gets it to Lockhart. Lockhart takes a shot, and a well-deserved goal for Lockhart. And now the score has moved on to 10-0. Tysa Lockhart adding her name to the score sheet. Well-deserved goal based on the performance she has had. And while we have a break in play, let me just say good afternoon to someone you all know and love. Hello, good afternoon, my good friend. How are you?
Good afternoon to you, Jordan, and good afternoon to all our viewers. Joining a bit late this afternoon on unforeseen circumstances, but Jordan, as we can see, Mahu in total control, total domination of this game. 10-0 with plenty time to go still, Gavin.
Yes. No, I'm definitely not. But these things do happen, and I think it's been happening to South City. They've been mistaking attack for defense, and they've been trying this tactic. However, Tysa Lockhart has been reading it like the national anthem. She has not skipped a beat. Really, the player of the match here this evening. She might not have all the goals, but she's really been the one who's been asserting herself for her team. Kiana Phillip on the ball. Driving forward, seems to be coming into the game now, Kiana.
Yes, right, yes.
Gets past one opponent, gets past 2, pulls back, and finds some support in the form of Francis. Over the head of Elwin, but too short for Lockhart. Lockhart again, doing a good job of getting herself between man and ball, and eventually getting around that opponent, but taking a bit of a knock there to the knee for her troubles. Trying to Elwin rolling the ball out of play. And there seems to be an issue.
The goalkeeper for South City.
Seems to be a bit of an issue with her. I'm not sure if there's anyone to replace her on the bench. There may be someone on the field though who is able to do so.
We also see a player for Mahu down, but the player seems to be up now. Speaking to the South City coach a short while ago, Jordan, the keeper today is actually maybe the third or fourth choice.
Yes,
goalkeeper.
I did have a short chat with him at halftime, and he did let us know through the interview that this is not his main keeper. The actual goalkeeper is actually a key player for them, one of the more experienced players. He also mentioned that all of the players except for one are actually in high school. This is their second year of competitive football, and whilst they have been really playing with a lot of heart, there has been a few issues just getting them to settle down. And it does seem that the goalkeeper is switching out with another player. It seems that Augustine, Super Red, is heading into the goal as a show of support. Again, the goal, as they said at halftime, they did not have a goalkeeper and she decided to take up the mantle. So maybe sharing the job now. Maybe it has been, to get 10 goals as a non-goalkeeper, maybe it's time for someone else to to stand in.
Definitely, Jordan. Any way you look at it, 10 goals is a lot of goals to concede. Whether you are, it may not hurt as much if you're not a regular. If you're a regular keeper and you concede 10, it hurts your ego a lot more than if you're just a standing like what we have this afternoon.
Well, even as a coach, I heard that the substitute head coach of the DSFC team they would call him 12 after his back-to-back 12 defeats in the men's Premier League. So it has been happening in the league thus far, where one team has been overly dominant when one team doesn't seem to really be prepared for the occasion. And it is the Premier League. Whilst these types of scorelines are unfortunate, it is good to see that at least the teams who are chasing the titles, chasing the trophies, and chasing the accolades do have their stuff together and are trying to get their just and fair reward. So it seems that the player it is Brittany, she has been switched with, so she would need to get a new jersey. Hopefully something can work out. And Stedman on the ball, played onside by the defender, shot taken, and Augustine with a good save. Augustine definitely showing that the switch may have been warranted. Using her box here. Augustine did get injured. She is carrying a knee knock.
She looks a bit confused. I'm not sure what the referee is calling, because she did put the ball down. Because his call is in possession for 8 seconds, but she did put it down, so she can hold on to it after that.
Again, the referee, Mike, it has been an instance where the referee has been good, but it's also a very inexperienced referee, so he has made a few errors. However, I do like the fact that he is brave. He is brave enough to make a call and stand by it. And Mahu gets in the ball in the box, and a good save there again made by Augustine, really showing that switch there is a good step for her team. Really trying to
save number 2 for her.
Yes, in as many minutes in goal.
But Jordan, as we go back to the officiating, errors are made at all levels.
Exactly.
Of the game. So you know, with a young, inexperienced referee, he will get better over time once he continues to take the craft serious and through experience he will get better. So it's a one-off error. It's nothing for him to. I would like to think that they go back to look at their games.
Well, in speaking to some of the referees, they did say that they do review their games, and I think he's had a good game. But again, if you look at his movement right now, he is there in the play. There is nothing that's going to happen within the general frame of the game that he's going to miss. You know, so I think his movement, his awareness, he's really done a good job of trying to get where the game needs him into those key positions. As you can see, not many of the referees would be in the box in that position where he is, but it's a very good position to be in. And the shot of the barrier from Lockhart, I expected her to finish that one. Again, just giving the referee a bit of flowers, because like I'm saying, he has not had a bad game. He has made a few errors, but he has not had a bad game. He has been in the positions he needs to be in, but he just needs to improve. Experience, again, the game is the best teacher. Wayne George taught me that you can only learn after spending time in the game. So I think with more time, we definitely have the makings of a very promising young referee on our hands.
And I would support your sentiments, Jordan, because I have seen him on the line, D1 games, and he's done a few of our games on the line, and he's quite consistent. He's judging him with his inexperience.
Philip on the ball, taking the shot and off the bar again. The bar now doing the saving for South City. Ball coming off the framework twice, and Lockhart finding the teammate there, taking the shot, and another save there made by Augustine. She doesn't leave the line, but she's really super red in the goal. Coach K can't understand why the goals have disappeared. But
Coach K wondering why she wasn't in the goal from the beginning.
That would have definitely been maybe, and the former goalkeeper trying to make a challenger, getting herself in and amongst the rumble.
But you can definitely, just looking at the South City squad, you can definitely see that they are a young squad. So if I'm Coach Sean, and duly we think of 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5 years down the road with them, because if they are kept together and they keep training, they are only going to get better and gel more as a unit. So the scores now, true, it may be heavy, the defeats may be heavy, but if you keep putting in your mind that, listen, we are development, we are young, experienced, we will get better, it will get easier once we decide to put in work.
Yes. And there you have the young lady just a bit disappointed, but the ball goes through to Lockhart. Lockhart driving in. Again, that characteristic move into the box, those long strides, and she takes the shot, and again! The save made there on the line. And cleared out there by Augustine. Augustine really frustrating.
Augustine really needs to think of which position she needs to play, because she has been very good since coming into goal for South City.
Philip just playing that ball a bit too soft there, trying to get the ball out to Miriam, Ezra Elwin. However, Jasmine on the ball, finding Gustav. Gustav taking a touch back, just using the space that she has, finds Philip. Philip finding Kiana. And Jasmine, and Jasmine just a bit wide there with her shot, and the ball going out of bounds over the goal line for a goal kick.
It's you.
Substitution being made here for Mahu. And we have Risa Laura coming off, and we have Jemiah Blanc coming in, 17 for 15. Risa has had a really good game. She has been in and about the play. She was in that recent little bit of action in the South City penalty area. However, her race is run, and Jemiah Blanc comes on to the field of play. Just being clapped on by her teammates, a bit of show of support.
Jordan, I think after this, I'm not sure of previous games, but after this double-digit scoreline today, we have had double-digit scoreline in all divisions. Premier League, First division. I know Buffett still has done it twice in the first division.
Lockhart on the ball, trying to get her out, and the ball is kicked out by Augustine. Get away with that weak shot is the sentiment echoed by the new goalkeeper, really doing an outstanding job. And I think based on recent events, I think if Augustine had started the game in goal, we definitely would not have been looking at the scoreline as we are. But here you have Jasmine taking the shot, and the defender getting in the way of the goalkeeper, and
it's number 11, Jordan.
On the scoreboard, number 14 is the scorer from Mahu, Jasmine Francis. Really has had a very influential game in that midfield area, keeping South City at bay, driving forward with the ball, and really the defense they're putting the goalkeeper under unnecessary pressure, getting in her eyesight, and
may have been deflected as well, Jordan.
Because the goalkeeper definitely seemed to have gotten behind that. She's been very good at getting herself in line.
So we look at the kickoff. There's one kickoff that was trained in on the training field. But it looks like they changed their mind on this one.
Well,
Jordan.
I think it has. After performing 12 kickoffs and losing the ball about 6 times in that way, I think the numbers would show it just wasn't working. So the ball is now with Lockhart. Lockhart trying to find Stedman early, and she's able to turn. However, the defender is there to prevent her, and the ball comes all the way to Kiana Phillip. Kiana with a bit of a heavy touch, but eventually gets away, avoiding the collision with her teammates. And the ball goes out there, throw into South City. But definitely seemed that there was a late touch by the South City defender. However, not seen by the officials, and throw in given.
Hey, let's get it. Yes, go. Overboard.
Ball played out there by Jasmine. Jasmine again in that very unspoken, unseen, unloved position where you are just there to work hard and clear the ball out usually. Got herself a reward of a goal here this afternoon, but she really has been one of the Mahu players who has run the hard yards to keep this result safe. And there she is again, playing the ball to Sarai Stedman. Sarai bounced off the ball a bit too long there, unable to find Lockhart, but the ball eventually finds Lockhart, and Lockhart spinning around her man, leaving her for dead, taking the shot on, and the save again by the goalkeeper. It's probably the 4th save made by Augustine of Lockhart. Lockhart definitely would have been racking up the goals in the second half, but the ball is now with Stedman, and the shot comes in, and it's a goal there for Sarai Stedman. She shows Tyson how it's done. 5 goals for Sarai Stedman. And the score is now 12 goals to 0.
Jordan, may this result serve as motivation for the boys, the South City boys who is coming up in our next feature this evening.
Well, the South City boys, after their remarkable 1-0 victory in their last matchup against the Mighty Avengers, dropping them to 3rd place in the Division South standings. I think against the All Saints team, they would hope that they would not drop any points here, because as a team ranked 2nd in the league, it would be definitely a shame to lose to a team who is trying to fight for their playoff position. Philip giving away the ball, they're trying to be too cute with the ball in the midfield area, and Mahu able to recover.
On paper, Jordan, we expect South City to dominate and win this game, but the game is played on the field.
Very correct. I think the same could have been said about South City versus Mighty Avengers. I definitely would not have expected Mighty Avengers, especially being the only team in the league to take points off my mighty Bafe State FC, and the results against South City was quite shocking. However, South City definitely seemed to be a team with a spirit, energy, a motivation, because again, whilst the girls are down, they are fighting for every ball. They are trying to get possession. They're trying very hard.
And it's also very good to see the area of Grand Bay getting back in the swing of things with football. I mean, if they're able to have both male and female teams. That's very good, because for a number of years they were not part of the National League.
Stedman doing a good job there of getting the ball to Lockhart. Lockhart driving down. However, just dilly-dallying on the ball a bit too long, and her opponent, neither John, able to get it off her and win the throw-in. But yes, Michael, I think it's also good to see, and then I think we can say that the Granby playing field, which was really, that project was really pushed by the former PAL rep Ed Regis, but it was part of the initial FIFA Forward program, where we were able to benefit from a number of fields being reshaped. And there you have another shot coming in. Augustine dropping the ball over the goal line, and a corner the result, trying to really get there. The ball seemed to be going out of bounds. She probably could have left it.
She just appears that she may not have been aware of her positioning in the goal at the time.
Normally a case when you're not a goalkeeper.
That's very true.
Quick free kick taken. Player was on the line. Definitely seemed that there could have been a shout for offside, but Sarai Stedman dribbling and getting around her man and trying to find the corner. However, the ball goes out of bounds. But again, Joe, I think it's good to see that the work in Granby is paying dividends. The field needed some development. The field was developed, and within 4 years of the field being open to the public, you have 2 teams competing in the National League. So kudos to the South City team, the management, the people who make it happen. The results don't always tell the story of the game, and this is a top team in the league, probably the champions-elect. And again, Stedman trying to score, almost walking into the goal with the ball. Philip trying to play that ball into the corner. Chantal unable to show off those poacher's instincts, which got her 2 goals earlier in the game.
Nice one.
Lockhart again winning back possession and finding a teammate. One of the key parts of a game. Definitely a player who could play at the highest level. She definitely seems to have the right composure and temperament to really be a positive asset on any team that she plays for. Ezra Elwin just stepping forward into Tyser's position, and she has just dropped back into defense. Here you have the substitute player, Jemiah John, trying to get the ball across. However, it goes out of bounds for a corner kick. Ball defended there by the defender on the far side, number 28, Nahyla John. So there is Nahyla John, there is Naida John, and there is Nala John on the South City team. 11 Nala, Naida is 10, and Nahyla is 28. The John family definitely seems to love their football in South City. Cross comes in though. Players can't seem to get themselves untangled, and eventually the ball is tackled away there. And Sarai Stedman curled the ball around both the defenders and slotted it into the far post, and that is now 6 goals for Sarai Stedman. And I definitely think man of the match guaranteed after a performance like this. While she has really dominated the goals and not really been in play, I think as the game has gone on and her team has been more dominant, she has been trying to find her teammates, distribute the ball, spread the love, but since they don't want it, the double trick is mine. 6 goals to Sarai Stedman. Definitely the woman of the match here this afternoon.
Play of the game.
For sure. MVP, most valuable person. And there she is again, picking up possession and trying to find a teammate first, receiving the ball back, getting back, driving into the box, sliding, getting up, getting back with the ball, and eventually crowded out by the defenders. And just stopped there in her tracks by Kiana Phillip. Kiana not allowing her to get forward, and Ezra Elwin is able to drive forward. Ezra playing the ball forward to Tyser. Tyser crossing the ball in, and the goalkeeper is able to catch Chantal on the back post. The strike, the poacher's instinct seems to have returned. However, the goalkeeper kicks the ball straight to Tyser Lockhart. Definitely a foul there by Tyser, trying to use her body to prevent the defender from clearing that ball away. And that was Nahala John doing a good job of winning the foul there, receiving, getting the ball back there so she can take the throw in. Ball goes to Lockhart, and again, after winning possession, Lockhart finds a man. This time it was a forward pass to Stedman. Kiana Phillip trying to chip it forward, I guess. But she was probably looking for Chantal. Chantal, though, in a very offside position. A good job there by the number 7, keeping possession. Kamaya Frederick seems to be a bit injured on the play there. And seemed to be a running lariat there. A close line if you watch wrestling. I felt that the Nasty Boys were back. But a ball call left by the referee.
Jordan, just looking at the South City players, they're definitely a bunch that's not giving up.
No.
They are putting in that fight.
Yes.
They may not be at the level of Mahu in terms of size or talent. But at heart, they are giving their all.
Oh yes, I think if South City, with the type of heart and desire that they have, if they were to have a player with the skill level of Kiana Phillip, they'll be very difficult to beat. Kiana is a very skillful player, left and right foot, can dribble, walk with the ball, get away from her opponents. However, she usually seems very much disinterested. But here you have John breaking away, getting away past her opposite number. Can she cross it in? And the answer is no, but she does a good job of not letting Mahu escape. And they will escape with a goal kick. 5 minutes left. We're entering the 85th minute of play. Well, the 86th minute of play. And the game... we played 4. But the game should be just about over. We did play a 40-minute first half. So, based on that, we should be just about wrapping up here. John again trying to battle to the very end. However, the Strikettes not really giving away any opportunities. And there you have Frederick again trying to find the teammate. However, ball going to nowhere. Can the former goalkeeper? No, she can't. And Stedman is able to get away with the ball. Jasmine, a rear forward, passing the ball forward to Lockhart. Lockhart driving forward. Lockhart trying to get past her men's opponents. And eventually winning back possession and finding a teammate.
I need a goal.
Ezra Elwin. Offside. Offside the call there. Chantal. And the game is over. The referee again not allowing for much added time, not really necessary. Not a game that had a lot of stops. And the scoreline, definitely they're not coming back from that scoreline. And the game is over here at the Stock Farm Technical Complex. 12-0, the scoreline. 13 the score. Very dominant performance here by Mahu. And we'll be back shortly for the next matchup, South City again, but in the first division this time. Kudos to the Mahu team. They've done a very good job of making sure that they have won the encounter, and now they're singing happy birthday to their captain. But for myself, Jordan, and my co-host, Michael Joseph, I'm saying good afternoon and see you again shortly for the next matchup.